Role Model was recently made, and it turned out so well. It is actually now an official selection of the 2022 George Lindsay Film Festival, and director David Nemeth joins us live now with all the details. David, hello there. So happy we're finally able to get you on the show. I mean, what an accomplishment you've put together. We've heard so much about this film, and so we're so eager to know more. To recap for us, just kind of overall storyline of this movie. What have you produced here?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great to be here. So this film is a story about a selfish young man who, after finding out that his wife is pregnant, he skips town and is pursued by his father, his estranged father after the fact, who tries to get him to see the error of his ways and come back home before he loses his family forever. So it's a very moving and deep personal story and an introspective look into this young man's life and coming to terms with what it means to be a father and what it means to take care of your family.
Certainly a very important message for many people. And David, again, we want to point out this was filmed in the Shoals. Out of all the places you could have filmed, why this area? I hear most of it was actually done in Tuscumbia and Florence. What was special about this area that you got to work in?
Yeah, well, we really love working in Tuscumbia. I mean, the people were great. The mayor was fantastic in helping us out. But most of all, it had a great feel, a nice character to the city. Really added a lot to it, to where we could go a lot of places and make this story seem a lot bigger without having to travel as far. It's just there's a lot of character in such a small space, and it's a wonderful place to shoot films like this.
And kind of on that note, David, we do want to point out you filmed this during the pandemic, right? I mean, what was it like working under those guidelines? I mean, you as a director, how did you pull this off?
It was tough. Every day was a struggle. We were worried every morning that we got to the set. We were kind of wondering, okay, is somebody going to test positive? Are we going to have to shut this down? So every day was a struggle just to make it through that day. I mean, we were careful on set. We tried to be as careful as we could, and still make this work. But it was challenging for sure. And it made a lot of not only our on-set production problems with having to distance and not being able to access everything we wanted, but post-production became difficult too because everything had to be done virtually. So it was just it was a struggle from start to finish, but it was something that we were very, very proud of.
Well, you certainly should be, and even more so because, again, I hear that this was actually an official selection at the George Lindsay Film Festival. Tell us what that experience was like for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to be at the George Lindsay Film Festival. It's just a fantastic time and, a great place for a lot of young budding filmmakers like myself and other people to be together and to network. And it was a really fun time to be able to see some other people's works as well and get to connect with these people.
What do you hope that viewers take away from this film at the end of the day when they watch?
There's a lot of things, but I guess, mostly that this story would hit home. I mean, it hits home for me, and it has hit home for a lot of people, but that you'd be able to take something away and learn something about, even just life and learning about how to move on from things in your past or from things that you might have seen handed down from your parents or anything like that, that they can just begin to heal and move on.
Oh, it's a wonderful theme, one that I think many people can relate with, David. So thank you for creating this beautiful work and putting it out there. Big question now. We got a release day in the works. How can our viewers watch this big film? Where can they catch it?
Yeah, so there's a few opportunities. Tomorrow, actually, at the Arts Center in downtown, the Alabama Center for the Arts, at 3 p.m., we are screening the film there. There'll be a workshop with myself and a couple of the creators of the film where you can watch the film and then learn more about the filmmaking process. But, we're also working hard with distributors to get it released on streaming services. And, it does help, too, if viewers want to follow us on social media and then even call local theaters. It goes a long way for the community to get involved and say, hey, we want to see this film. It goes a long way in getting it more in your hands. Yeah,
well, we will certainly work hard to get you that exposure. David, thank you again so much for coming on the show, and just a big congratulations for putting a work like this together, seeing it through. We really hope it takes off, and we wish you all the best. So thank you again so much. Congratulations to you already. Thanks.
Thank you for having me.